Hey guys, welcome to another round robin. The video following this one after a few days should be the final video in this series. I'll cover the basic techniques of using an airbrush. I'm not sure after that one, might have another video. It depends if I get two people together at the same time. If that doesn't happen, then well, there you go. So let's get the show on the road. In the last video, I did mention where to buy certain stuff and wargaming stuff. I've left out one person, and I forgot. Darthburn has his own store. Go check it out. You get some good discounts there. It's www.gamersguildhall.com, and I'm sure he'll take care of you. Okay, Adrian Entart says, actually, you're supposed to pull the needle from the front, not back. If you pull back, it pulls paint up back in the chamber behind. Oh, and I think you need to wear gloves. Your fingers look cracked because of the contact of the thinner. Actually, but the dry finger thing was because I was sanding all night long. I was sanding all these Space Wolf icons that I casted with resin. Oh, shoot. So I just put this stuff in the resin, these molds here, and all Space Wolf icons. And doing that all night pretty much dried up my fingers, and then rubbing up against the sandpaper didn't help either. I'll look for that one later. So anyway, she says you're supposed to pull the needle from the front, not back. Now, I used to do that too, but after a while, I just got used to it. I just pulled it from the back. That is a good point. If you do pull the needle back, it will pull. If you had any paint on the needle, it will pull the paint into the chamber in the back. You can easily wash it out, but if you're really careful and you keep your airbrush clean in the first place and rinse it out really good, you should be okay. But for practice, you know, when you're starting, that would be a good idea to pull it from the front. Just be careful of the tip of the needle. The 40K Orc says, do you think it's safer to install the needle first and then the needle cap, or the other way around? When I first got my airbrush, I watched a lot of videos, and there are a lot of airbrush videos on YouTube, and get conflicting information. For example, some people said never use Windex because it can eat away at the airbrush, while others use it for both thinning and cleaning. Do you recommend any other resources for info? Okay, first of all, do you think it's safer to install the needle first and then the needle cap, or the other way around? Whatever way works well for you, where you don't mess up the needle. That's the best thing I could say. Just be very careful. I mean, after using an airbrush for a while, you'll get it all down. You'll know what's safe, what's not. For the beginner, though, well, if you're going to push the needle in from the back, you should put the needle cap on first. That's what I usually do anyways. So that's the best advice I can give you. But either way will work. You just have to be very careful. Now, conflicting information. You're going to get a lot of conflicting information about airbrushing. And a lot about, you know, anything in this hobby. So when you get conflicting airbrushing information, just use your best judgment and find what works best for you. Because honestly, the way I do airbrushing is completely different from the way that Les does it. I know, because there's nights we spend all night on the phone arguing about certain techniques and stuff. I know Darthburn uses the airbrush differently than I do. I could just tell just by the way he does his airbrushing and stuff, and just watching his videos. So again, different techniques for the different person. Sooner or later, you'll grow into your own techniques. You'll find out what works better for you, what doesn't. So I guess the best way is to say, just gotta keep trying and learn from it. Okay, on the part of, do you recommend any other resources for info? Now, I stopped really looking up, going to resources, looking up airbrushing stuff, unless I'm looking for something specific. But when I first started, I mainly learned from my peers, the people in the scale modeling forums and stuff like that. But one website I do suggest checking out is howtoairbrush.com. Okay, that's where I used to go and check out stuff and learn a lot from. They have a lot of tutorials and a lot of lessons and stuff like that, and about different airbrushing techniques. So go check out that site, and that's what I would recommend just starting out as. Otherwise, use Google. Historic 43 says, what is your favorite acrylic airbrush primer and finish? Also, do you have any tips, experience with the Harbor Freight line of airbrushes and compressors? Seems like a cheap way to go into airbrushing. And Frog 3136 replied, I've bought 2 of the dual action siphon feeds models for $20 are a good deal, and if you want to learn from it, the trigger can be a little rough, but the more you use it, the smoother it gets. I find that it takes pretty good abuse and it still keeps on spraying. For the money, I don't think you can go wrong with it. Just to make sure you thin the paint, only way to go. So, well, there you go. I personally don't have experience with Harbor Freight line stuff, but I've heard good stuff about it. I heard they're okay. And there you go. You got it from Frog 3136 as well. My favorite acrylic airbrush primer and finish. At first, I got the gray primer from Vallejo. Now, they stopped making that, unfortunately, and that kind of ticked off a lot of people. But what they do have is these acrylic acrylic urethane primers by Vallejo. Looks like this. There's a gray primer, there's a black primer, and there's also a white primer. And this is what I primarily use now. Now here is another problem. I cannot seem to find these anywhere in the U.S. Okay, I actually ordered these from my bud over at Elm City Hobbies, and he has these in stock. So I ordered these from him, and in about a week I get them. This stuff is really nice, and it was nicer than the gray primer that came in the smaller bottles. It's coming in the bigger bottles, and you could actually use it right out the bottle. You don't really have to thin it. I do thin it to one save on the primer, and to thin it out a little because I like putting double coat of primer on my model. Now for finishing, for gloss, I always use the Scale Modeler's current staple, which is Pledge Future Floor Shine, and this is stuff you use to wax your floors. And this stuff is used by scale modelers to use as a gloss finish, and this thing could get really shiny. For matte, I either use Vallejo's matte varnish, okay, or I use the Acrylic Galleria matte varnish, which is way over there, and I'm too lazy to get up right now to get it. Now I'm going to direct your attention to a video response that Off the Zone did. He shows off some of his airbrush, and it's pretty cool. He got one of those body paint trigger airbrushes, so check that out. You can see how that type of airbrush works and stuff. He also shows you his compressors. He's got that Campbell air compressor. It's the blue one, and it's the 1 gallon disc compressor. I believe that's what they call it. It's that little saucer thing. It's about 1 gallon or 2 gallon tank, I think. And you're going to run into those. If you do search on compressors, you're going to run into this compressor. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, those things are loud. And I believe Ulf actually turned it on in his video. So check it out. Okay, the next one I'm going to direct you to Dark Cloud 1975 AJ 2007 video channel. He did a response. Don't ask about the username. I'm not quite sure. Got to ask him about that. He did a response about this thing here. I was showing this off and did a video about this, a little review about the Iwata airbrush cleaning station. Check out this channel. He did this little do-it-yourself airbrush cleaner holder. Great. I mean, check it out. You could rig up something like that too. What I did before I got that was I just used a bottle like this, and I drilled a hole here and opened this top here, left this open here, and stuck a cotton to hold it up. Before I did that, I stuffed a bunch of paper towels into the body here, just so that it could soak up anything that gets sprayed inside, so the fumes don't come out too badly from the top. So you could just do something like this: take a 1 liter bottle, a smaller one, and do it. But either way, you can make your own little airbrush cleaning station, and it's really easy to do. And that's it for this round robin video. Remember to subscribe, favorite, like, all that other stuff, and I'll see you out there. For more tutorial videos on how to paint your figures, check out Les's channel at AwesomePaintJob. For cool terrain tips and tutorials, check out Chris at Terrainoob.